It's September 2022. Took some time off work to work on the kitchen. I'm gonna get it mostly finished here. So cabinets behind me, those have been there for a bit, but they're not secured. So I gotta secure those to the wall, secure those to each other. That cabinet used to be on the wall, now it's not. Don't worry about it. Now I'm just moving it a little lower. That's going a little lower, that's going a little lower. I just need a little bit more room and I'll be able to put all my spices up there. So secure those. I'm going to finish the shiplap over here. I'll show that in a second. And I have more cabinets coming, getting delivered to Home Depot. Should be able to pick those up this week and put those over there. Right, so I'll get all the shiplap done there, the walls, the ceiling. Why is a piece of plastic there? Well, the overhangs, so right up there, the overhangs that were there, before the addition, I have to cut those back a little bit, so the plastic is just directing the sawdust that comes with that. So, okay, the solar stuff there, that is going to be going into cabinets. I do have the cabinet for that over there. It's what, 1 foot deep, 30 inches wide, 24 inches tall. So all the solar stuff should fit in there. And okay, here we go, the cabinets. So those need to get secured. So you start in a corner, of course, starting with the left one. Oh, they're all leveled. So level them first. Got shims in there. I'll cut them so they're not sticking out, but everything is level. Make sure, right? And then clamp them together in the front. Obviously remove the drawers and the doors first. And they get secured to each other. Put a screw around here, screw in there. Do that for each of the cabinets. Go through, do them one at a time. Screw them in the front first to each other, and then secure them in the rear to the wall. Meanwhile, continuing to check, make sure everything is flush and remains level. Alright, drill in a couple pilot holes first. I want to make sure that's going straight so that it doesn't come through the side of the wood. The bit is not too sharp. It'll do the job though. Right, pilot holes are drilled. A couple screws in there. Change the bit first. Right, so those are screwed together, so anywhere one of them goes, the other one's coming too. And hopefully neither one moves, but you get the point. So now I can secure this one to the back wall. I'll just keep going down the line here. Screw them into the next door neighbor, and then into the wall, into the one next to it, into the wall. It's Friday now. That last clip, I believe, was Tuesday, so I've gotten some more work done. The shiplap, getting really close here. Got a few more boards up on the ceiling, so I was able to get that light in. That's new, and then the light over in the kitchen side. That's finally in. So all the fixtures. are done. The lights, the switches, I don't have to cut around any more of those. So getting really close here. See, I moved those wires a little bit for the solar, so those are the ones that are going to be hidden in a cabinet and connect to the charge controller, etc. And once I finish the shiplap, if I have any energy left, I can start putting the cabinets up and reattaching my solar. So the solar panels are disconnected, but that's not keeping me from having power in the cabin. So for one, the batteries still have plenty of juice, they're just not getting charged. I could plug the inverter back in and run the cabin off that. I'm not, though, because, well, I need to disconnect those so that I can move the cabinet into place that's going to house that. So in the meantime, well, actually, first off, something permanent. I have a male 120 volt connection right here. So this goes right up to the breaker box, circuit breaker box. This is, one way to think of it is if the cabin was an appliance, I can plug it in. That's the plug for the cabin, the whole cabin. So I can run it off of, well, anything you can plug into. Like I said, inverter hooked to the battery, running off the generator. But for now, I'm running it off of my portable all-in-one solar battery, inverter, etc. Whatever you call these things. But this is my Jackery. Jackery's the brand. My Jackery backup battery. So yeah, Jackery's a pretty good brand. They don't pay me to say that, but it'd be cool if they did. So just plug that in and turn it on, and I'm gonna just turn on the lights. There you go. And then to charge this, of course, I've talked about this in a previous video, but I can lug it, back to somewhere that's wired to the grid and charge it off of, any outlet, or charge it right from the sun. I have an adapter cord so that I can connect it to the standard connectors on the back of a solar panel. So this panel is just, portable for now. And that is plugged into the battery. And we can see we're charging at a rate of about 7 watts right now, which isn't much because the sun's behind a tree. But a few days of this with good sun charges this right up. That was a lot of work, but the shiplap is basically done. It was a lot of up the ladder, down the ladder, using the nail gun above my head in awkward positions, but done. I forgot to put a board there. I'll get to it. So now I can get the cabinets on the walls, get the solar reconnected. If I can get that, I'll reconnect it today. I'll be happy. That cabinet is going up on the wall for the solar stuff. Then I've got a base cabinet. It's a 36-inch wide base cabinet right there. That's going to go down over here, center frame, to hold batteries. And after I get the solar reconnected, time for a break. After a week of busy. So, hanging cabinets. You don't just screw them in there and hope they're level, believe it or not. I've got a piece of scrap wood, scrap shiplap here, that is temporarily nailed into the wall. So what you do is, take a piece of wood, level the wood, and that sits in there for you to rest the cabinet on while you screw it in. So, like I said, that makes sure that it's level, so you're not trying to mess with leveling the cabinet while you're holding it. I'm doing two right here, so that's why this is long enough. I'll be able to pop the other one on here, and it'll just sit on there with, I won't have to support the weight of it while I screw it in. Those cabinets are up, yay! Nothing in them yet. Still need to connect everything back to solar. But next, I'm going to install the base cabinet. So that cabinet's going to hold the batteries. And before I screw this to the wall, I built this little platform thing that is going under the cabinet. Going, oh, tough to hold it up with one hand. It's going under there to provide it support for the batteries, because each of those things weighs 70 pounds, and there's just a 5-inch void between the floor and this thing right here. This would sag pretty quickly. It's probably just half an inch or so thick. So I'll throw that under there, screw that in. Everything for the electricity is hooked back up. Got the solar connected, running the cabin off of the inverter over there. That's where it's plugged in, right? Also made it to Home Depot, got another base cabinet. So that's the final base cabinet right there on the left. I am going to put one more wall cabinet up over the door. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do over here to the left. If I'm going to do more wall cabinets, maybe someday. And I got the wall cabinets over here, lowered them a little more than an inch, but the perfect amount to make the space usable right above them. So got some mugs, all my spices up there on the right. I got everything done this past week that I wanted to, other than getting the butcher block countertop in, but that's because it hasn't been delivered yet. So cousins Matt, Christine, Mikey, Ashley, I hope you all had a good date night watching this. See you next time.